The outside looking in when it comes to playoffs. But that doesn't mean I can't go out and give it everything I have one last time. So here goes nothing.
It's a Western Conference game on display featuring the Sacramento Kings. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K. Dwight Howard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Ty Lawson. Then for the Kings, Cauley Stein. He's checked in for Caspi. Freak comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Darren Collison. On the court for Sacramento, Freak in at shooting guard. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Cauley Stein. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Gay in at the 3.
Oh, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for the Rockets. And the Kings also making a change. Ben McLemore, he's checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Beverley the pass to Ariza. Now, here's Brewer, guarded by McLemore. And that one's good. Brewer's got his first points of the night.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
One thing about Corey Brewer, he's a defensive specialist, has a combination of size and quickness that's real hard to score against. I mean, equally good at defending in the half court or transition.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Sacramento shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And he can't hit the second. Houston leading by 7. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Yes, a bit ago, Kevin McHale and I were able to catch up. If there's an area that he feels they've got to overcome offensively, he said it's probably the shot blocking they'll face inside. The key, he said, is playing unselfishly. We have to make the extra pass to punish them for rotating. Guys, they have to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, I mean, up against this team, finding ways to crack their defensive shell is always going to be the #1 challenge.
And I would say it would be the #2 and #3 challenges as well, guys.
For 3, and Rudy Gay with the 3. Gay's got 7.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
There's a screen by Moni Eunice. Beverley dishes to Thornton. He feeds it to Moni Eunice. 6 on the shot clock. And that one's good. Beverley, he has 5.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
How do you stop this? I mean, it seems like they can't miss.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. It's Gay with the drive. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And the Rockets making a change here. McDaniels checked in. Kufis checked in for Sacramento. Rockets leading by 7. And here's Beverley. He has 5. They set the pick. Out to the right wing. There's the 3. No good. And now let's hear from Ty Lawson talking about the balanced attack. of this Denver.
We do have a team type of game. You know, everybody is scoring.
Well, that was the game plan a couple years ago when Denver was good enough to make the playoffs and Ty Lawson was at the controls.
You know, but not enough firepower to be able to sustain with the elite teams, say like the Warriors or the Rockets. Ty Lawson, a solid, dependable player.
And the Rockets with possession here, leading by 5, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to come.
Look at that.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Dia. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And, guys, Patrick Beverley, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. You know, Beverley is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
And McLemore kicks to Gay. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Gay's got 9 points.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Feeds it to Ariza. His 3-pointers off the mark. And Beverley plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Keep it up.
He hits both from the stripe.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Rondo's shot is good. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Kings.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
And Beverley gets to Ariza. Bangs home the trifecta.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Beverley against Rondo. Here's Cauley Stein, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Rondo against Beverley. Fires from the line. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got rebound number 5 here tonight. On the wing, Brewer goes up the baseline. Rebound by the Kings. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Yeah, they were just pounded on the inside, particularly on that backboard. That was a huge disadvantage for them.
Well, that's always a disadvantage when you get blasted on the glass. They needed to do a much better job of getting inside position. And if you can't do that, it's going to be a long...
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead. Brewer is checked in for Howard. KJ McDaniels comes in for James Harden. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Ty Lawson. On the floor for Sacramento. Freak, he's in at shooting guard. McLemore is out there with Kosta Koufos. Then there's Cauley Stein, and it's Rondo in at the 1 spot. So against the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates, big adjustment.
Yeah, the Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drives. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the 3. It's a pretty valuable commodity for him. Sacramento again missing.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Suns was a major factor. He ended with 7 points, and he was on target the whole contest. Very few misses from him all night. He really was the second unit for his team in a great performance, guys.
Thanks, Doris. He had a heck of an outing that night, GA.
Yeah, he really did, Kevin. I mean, a very professional performance. Played hard every single second he was on the court.
Guys, that's what we expect from him, and he rarely lets us down, and he certainly didn't let us down that night.
Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for KJ McDaniels. 1:15 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Rondo kicks to Freak. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Freak's got 5 now. Rockets leading by 14. Beverly with the ball. He's got 11. There's a screen by Motiejunas. Houston moving the ball around. Brewer's shot is off.
Move it! Move it!
The Kings trail by 14. Out to the right wing. Here's Freak. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. And it's 7 points for Freak. Houston's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the 3rd quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. Another miss by Houston. Sacramento's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from 3-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Here's Thornton. Softly drops in the floater. Thornton's got 8 points.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for... And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens. For the Rockets, Trevor Ariza's checked in for Motiejunas, and it's Patrick Beverly in for Brewer. They've got Howard. Trevor Ariza out there with Harden. Then it's Patrick Beverly. And it's Lawson in at the point guard position. It's the 5 for Houston right now.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the final quarter. They double him with Freak, and the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. That's good from Beverly.
Patrick Beverly taking 2 shots.
Both free throws good from Beverly.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Here's Freak. From 10 feet out, hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith.
James Harden. That was the James Harden we've come to know and love.
A player that...
And that'll do it for our coverage of this year's final regular season contest. It has been a wild ride. For Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith, I'm Ernie Johnson. Now the playoffs begin on 2K Sports. See
I know money isn't everything to you, Freak, and I find it hard to say this, but I've grown to respect that in you. You're a man of conviction, but it's my responsibility to point out the consequences of that way of thinking. Now, for you, winning is everything, but winning isn't something you could do alone. It requires excellent, or at the very least, competent coaching, contributing teammates, and God willing, good health. And we all know that's not a guarantee. Now, the reality is you're not in control of any of those other factors, but if you, as the star player, fail to win and deliver a championship, you will be held responsible. You will be scapegoated, you will be villainized, and you will be punished accordingly. So when you say to me that as a free agent, all you care about is being in the best position to win, I understand what you mean. But again, that's not only up to you. Now, I'm gonna call my guy at Apollo Jets. I'm gonna get us a private plane for this tour. I promise you, you're gonna love the free agency experience. Now, your relationship with Vic has unfortunately cost us in some of these negotiations. We had 10 teams interested, we now only have 3. But thankfully, you wised up when it came to Vic. Have you been in contact with Vic? Yo, Freak, look at me.
He still has one of my cars, Dom.
What did I tell you about the L word?
The L word? What is...
Loyalty. I don't know what kind of hold this Vic has over you, but it makes me scared. You're a free agent for the first time in your career, and the only person you need to be loyal to is you. You need to be an FOF. You need to be a friend of Freak. Let's forget about winning without appropriate compensation and loyalty that hasn't been earned and isn't deserved. This is a tough business, Freak. We need to be tougher. Come on.
CC?
Woo, Lord Jesus, I was about to blow a gasket. Okay, Freak. Now, there are very few options on the table, and I want you to explore them all before making your final decision. Whatever you decide, it needs to be an informed decision, not an emotional one. The larger the markets, the greater resources at your disposal and exposure for you. But if you don't allocate these resources properly, then it's just a big spotlight on you as you lose.
Well, thank you kindly, big sis.
She's right, Freak.
Thanks, Don.
Absolutely. Team Freak. That's what we're about.
Oh, whoa, I don't know if I like this.
What?
Dom and CC high-fiving like that?
I mean, yeah, why you got so certain I'm gonna lose?
Whoa. No one thinks you're going to lose, Freak.
You guys sure sound like it.
We just want you to select a franchise that has great coaching, super talent, exposure, but most importantly, a ton of cap space. If the team doesn't win and you're to blame, at least you won't be broke, capiche?
Capiche.
Also, you should make sure it's somewhere you want to raise a family, but no pressure.
Well, you guys have made this decision so much easier.
What did Mom and Dad say?
You know what they said. I mean, but honestly, I'm torn. I've heard and listened to what you've all had to say. Don't take this the wrong way. There's just one person I haven't heard from, and that's Vic.
Oh, Lord, help us.
Yo, Vic, where you at? I've been trying to call you, man. Hit me back.
You know him. He's probably somewhere too loud to hear his phone.
I don't know. I think Vic's actually upset with me.
right.
All right. Hello. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here today. I especially like to thank God, my Lord and Savior, my family, my agent, Mr. Don Pagnotti, twin sister and manager, Cece, my lady. Thank you guys for all your support. I'd also like to thank all the fans, and all the people out there who consider themselves an FOF, a friend of Freak. My free agency has been nothing short of amazing. And frankly, it has been a dream come true. But like most dreams, the reality is very different from what I imagined. Though I wouldn't change a thing about this period and the time I spent in the NBA, I can honestly say that nothing has been more gratifying and more difficult than choosing where to play next year. I sought the wise counsel of my loved ones. Nothing puts me at ease more than knowing that regardless of my decision, you guys will be there for me no matter what. Now, there are so many wonderful teams in the league, each filled with stellar talent and all vying to be number one. For me, there's nothing more important than winning and surrounding myself with those who feel just as passionately about the game as I do and have an unrelenting desire to win a championship ring. That's what matters most to me. It is for this reason, above all, I've decided to choose the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, speak. Okay, speak.